Well, ladies and gents, welcome to day 2 of the 3rd round of the ICCR here at Mondello Park. Fantastic racing yesterday, and we're expecting it to be even better today. We're back live streaming thanks to the Beacon Hospital. They've backed the live stream for a number of seasons now. They're doing it again, thankfully, this year. Packed paddock, some great fun in qualifying this morning, some really close racing in qualifying. Even though you're not supposed to race, you just love chasing lap times. A lot of tin top action today. We've got the Patch Tire Equipment Junior Minis incredibly close in qualifying. ZTEC Safety Fiesta, same thing. Sean McGovern on pole position, but the talk of the paddock is Kelsey Kirby, who's gone 3rd quickest this morning, and she's started on row 2. So absolutely fantastic stuff. Kelsey's an instructor here at Mondello Park, and she works for Motorsport Ireland, so she's obviously she's got a lot of support here. That's going to be great racing. Alloy Repair Centre Fiestas, Tim McQuaid is stuck on pole ahead of Dave McGuire. It's an all LOH front row with the Murray Motorsport cars and all the rest to be trying to get him. Junior Minis will entertain. Boss Ireland are here today, and they're trying to try and have a go at the outright lap record at Mondello Park with Sylvie Mullins. So we'll keep an eye on that as we get going later on. There's a little bit of rain in the air, but it hasn't come just yet. If it stays clear, expect lap records, expect great racing. We're going now with the motorbike powered Legends. They're on the rolling lap already behind the Alfa Romeo Junior safety car. So within about 30 seconds, they'll go racing. So I'm going to run back into commentary and get it going. But you're in for some very good racing here today at Mondello Park. So great footage there of the Legends as they go around. They gave us great entertainment yesterday, the Legends. I don't expect that to be any different today. So a good grid of them, all beautifully turned out as ever. 1200cc motorbike engines in these cars are very quick, designed not to have too much grip, so they move around quite a lot. A lot of opposite lock, can be hard to get them turned in because they don't have a differential, a little bit of a odd technique to drive in them, but anyone that races them absolutely loves them. Pole position is Nico Frank, number 17, foreign visitor, very quick, and he's in the rookie class here this weekend, so he went really well yesterday. Watch out for him. Richie Power alongside him, another rookie. Then it's Dennis Lambert, James Byrne, Sylvie Bartlett, Jonathan Patterson, Scott Jackson, Declan Burke, and all the rest. And watch this drone shot as we head down to the Alfa Romeo Bridge. We are racing at Mondello Park at the ICCR. Great sound effects as they go by, heading down towards Castro Corner for the first time. And here they go, and it is Nico Frank. A big lock up behind, a little bit of help, sends him sideways. Someone having a run right round the outside. I think Nico's going to hang on to this one. Well, that was hectic at the first corner. A big lock up and a little bit of help from, I think that was Dennis Lambert in the that beautifully prepared blue car. Just couldn't get it stopped and gave a little kiss in the back bumper, but the Legends can take that. They're built for bumper drafting. They've got straight bumpers across the front and back. You see it quite often around the world. They push each other along at qualifying sometimes. It was a little bit of a shock to the culture when they started doing it at Mondello Park, but it's they're kind of built for it, these cars. They race all around the world. POV racing run most of them here at Mondello Park. They prep them, they rent them, they do a lot of work on them, and they are massively competitive. They gone to the UK with the Barrables and a few other drivers and have won over there. They've been in America and gone well. So a good grid of them here as they head out onto the international loop. That's the change today. We're on the international circuit at Mondello Park, and that's a good shot up Kennedy's Rise, named after David Kennedy, into Lola Corner, the fast right-hander. Somebody going a bit wide, that's 14. It doesn't get into the apex there as Richie Power just driven wide, another car putting him under pressure, but a good turn in there from Nico Frank, and that allows him to open that gap. He's got 5 or 6 lengths out front as they head down to 7A and B. But there'll be some really quick drivers coming through the random grids at the first race of the weekend for Legends. They all get a go starting the front, middle and back. But Nico Frank easing away. It's not often you see this in Legends. He probably knows some of the quick guys are coming through. You're watching out for Scott Jackson, number 1. 46, Declan Burke went well yesterday. 18, Michael Barrable. Gordon Brown was very quick yesterday, 16. Watch out for him. Lee Malone, 13. They're the numbers we'll be looking out for in this one as they move forward. There's number 1, the Rapco car, looking absolutely fantastic. Through Nordic Spirit Corner there for the leader, right up over the inside curb, out to the outside curb, and then hard on the brakes and down through the gearbox. Everyone having a look up the inside here. It's a big move up the inside. That's Lee Malone making up space, started at the back of the grid. He just took another place there on the approach to Southside Corner. They go by us and trigger the timer, and the gap is 0.9 of a second. James Byrne in second place. James Byrne going really well this weekend. He rolled that car yesterday, would you believe, at just where they are now, into the gravel, rolled it 2 or 3 times. Big lock up for somebody there and into the gravel. Should be able to get going if they can keep the momentum up. If you slow down or you give it too much welly, the car will sink in the gravel down there at turn 1, Castro Corner. But James Byrne, well known to us, he's a rookie champion in the ZTEC Fiestas, and having a go on Legends now, loves it. So he was telling me he rolled the car yesterday. He said he got a bump draft from somebody on the way to turn 1. He braked a little bit later. Car got slightly out of shape, tangled with another car and went over, but they're very strong little cars. And POB had the car fixed, and he was back out for race 3 yesterday. He's back out today, and he's repaying them with a super drive, and that I think is Dennis Lambert, is it? Looks like Dennis Lambert in the gravel down at turn 3. That'll give us waved yellows. Marshals are running over to him now. Might put a safety car out, but I'm not sure. It probably is a little bit in the firing line, but that decision will be made one floor below me on the tower. And I can see the marshals running for, are they getting the safety car board? They are. The safety car's being dispatched. The Alfa Romeo Ireland Alfa Junior is already under the Alfa Romeo bridge, aptly enough, waiting for these guys. They've all seen the flags. They've all got plenty of experience. So the safety car will bring them round now at a reduced speed while the car is being removed from the gravel. There probably is already a snatch unit. That's one of the pickup trucks on its way down there. There it is, just in the background. They'll take a shortcut, no doubt, across the rallycross track. All massively experienced and highly trained here at Mondello Park. That's exactly what they're going to do. They'll hitch that car up and pull it clear, probably onto the infield. And once it's back on the infield, we'll be able to go race again. That's Bahrain's Benz. You can see there, great shot. 7A and 7B out the back, 2 right-hand corners. Then back up to Bahrain's Benz, the right and the left. That infield area is where the new drift track is going to be built. Then down to this long left-hander, very hard, especially front-wheel drive cars. You scrub the front tires off there very easily. So a late turn in there and get a bit of rotation before it is what you need. Then hard on the throttle back here. It's easy to talk our way through it now because they're going at reduced speed. This is paddock corner, or Nordic Spirit corner. So they you brake or settle the car, get it set up on the suspension, and then hard on the power and in over that inside curve. It's a great corner to watch. You'll always get a few photographers on the outside there because you get a couple of two-wheel moments. Legends now coming up towards us at a greatly reduced speed. Great job by Nico Frank there to lead them at low speed. Waved yellows from the marshals. Big thanks to our Orange Army here at Mondello Park. They do a great job. So that is the safety car, which is... Oh, it's not the safety car. That's the snatch unit, of course. The safety car should be still on the main straight, I think. There it is. That's the Alfa Romeo Junior. EV, all electric from Alfa Romeo Ireland, and the Alfa Romeo bridge in the background. Very proud of that. Looks absolutely fantastic here at Mondello Park. So we have a couple of Alfas down here now. We've got a Giulia Veloce, and we have that Alfa Romeo Junior flashing lights on for the safety car. So the flashing lights of the safety car signal that the race is under safety car, obviously. But when that light goes out, when that light stops flashing, it's a signal to us and it's a signal to the drivers behind that the car will come in at the end of that lap and we will be going racing. And after that, it's down to Nico Frank here. It's down to the leader to dictate the speed. He can go slowly or he can go up to racing speed once the Alfa has pulled in or is pulling in. Snatch unit just deciding what they're going to do here. They should be able to hook up that car at Dennis Lambert pretty easily. Those pickups are well able to negotiate the gravel trap. So we'll see how that goes. Probably going to wait till the pack goes by before he tackles it. Here they come down to turn 3, famous corner at Mondello Park. Duckham's corner for many, many years. Really fast first apex. And then you've got to straighten the car up as best you can. Get hard on the brakes and get the car slowed down before turning in and get up the hill. And it's there's a technique there to get in early on the power to get up the hill. A lot of Mondello specialists get a good run up the hill and try and get alongside of the run down to the S's. We're not using the S's today, of course. We're using the long left-hand Bridgestone corner, which brings us up Kennedy's Rise and out onto the International Loop today. Weather looking a little bit misty out there, and we have had a few spots of rain. We're hoping the rain holds off because we're looking for a few spots on the camera there as well. So I think the rain, there's a little bit of rain coming. We can see out turn 3 there on the right-hand side of that picture. Up the top, you can see the Hill of Allen direction there. And once you can see that, the weather is usually going to be okay. But the wind is very strong, so when that happens, all bets are off. The teleporter being used here to remove that car. That's Dennis Lambert's car, number 37. Always beautifully prepared. So there we go. The car just being picked up. They're very good at picking these cars up. They know exactly what they're doing. They never get damaged. They've used the teleporter for many years. Those long reach forks can get in under any race car and bring them back in. So they'll just probably, I'd imagine that'll be just brought back into the infield. So the crew of the snatch unit heading down. Meanwhile, the safety car is coming very slowly. Interesting stuff. If you look at the safety car out on the loop, the race controller obviously slowing them right down, because if they can get these cars off the centre of the track, watch the lights. This is good management. They're on the radio to the safety car, obviously, to slow it right down, because there's a chance we can get running here. Look at this. Snatch unit gone to the inside. If the teleporter gets off the track and goes to the inside, there's a chance we'll go back running on this lap. Good work by the officials, because they're slowing them right down. Will we see the lights coming off on the safety car? It'll be marginal here. I think we might, you know. They're still flashing. If we get another lap, it'll take ages. Is that car going to peel off? Still flashing lights. It looks like it might have to stay out for... No, it's it. No, that sounds like the famous joke. They're on, they're off, they're on, they're off. But no, looks like we get another lap though. Well, it was a good effort, and we almost got running again, but not quite. All this is done for safety. If those cars weren't fully off the track, if the clerk of the course downstairs wasn't happy that they were well clear of the track, he's not going to let them go. The entertainment is secondary to the safety here. So that's going to slow us right down. In fact, I think we're going to finish this race under safety car as a result, you know, because they're short. The Legends do 3 races a day and not 2, so the races are shortened. And this happened yesterday as well. And indeed, that's what's happening. There's the checkered flag, and there's your result. So Nico Frank takes that one from James Byrne. He'll be delighted with that. They're both rookies. That's a rookie 1-2 in Irish Legends. Well done to those guys. And they weren't just up there for fun. They had great pace, both of them. They weren't being caught too much. So Sylvie Bartlett in 3rd place. Sylvie X Fiesta STs and V's, I think. He's very quick as well. Scott Jackson, Richie Power, another rookie in 5th. And today for the rookies, then Declan Burke, Lee Malone, Gordon Brown, Michael Barrable, Willie Lawrence, Richard Spence, Derek Hogan and Jonathan Patterson. And the only car we're missing is that blue car of Dennis Lambert, which we saw being lifted by the teleporter. So that's Legends. Will come back in now, and we'll be back on track in a few minutes' time with the SEAT Super Cup Ireland cars. So those few spots of rain we spoke about are coming down a little bit heavier. The wind is bringing them, and there aren't heavy clouds out over turn 3, but certainly there is a little bit of rain on the windows of the commentary box here. Not what we wanted today. We're hoping to chase lap records. And the reason we're talking about lap records so much so early is there's been a lot of work done here at Mondello Park in terms of resurfacing. We spoke about this at the last meeting, but also Paddock Corner, or Nordic Spirit Corner, the fast left-hander, that's been surfaced not just through it. You'll see it from the drone footage actually later on. You see the colour change, the approach to Nordic Spirit Corner, and all the way through it. And of course it joins back onto the resurfaced element, which goes to the back of the grid. So that they should be able to carry a lot more speed through there. And we did see a new Irish touring car lap record yesterday. Cian Walsh in his EP3 Civic, incredibly quick, smashed the record 3 times, and very close to the lap record for the SEAT Super Cups, which is what he was aiming for in his home-built Honda Civic. So there's the tower on the left. You could probably see me up there somewhere. There's the 2 Alfa Romeos. Well, actually, one is still out on track. The Alfa Giulia is there in the pit lane. Junior is just coming back in on the right of your picture there. So SEAT Super Cups be just behind them there, being released from assembly. And it's Stephen Wright, the ex-rally man, who's on pole position in this one. Great run for him. We're on board with Michael Cullen, or Victor Cullen, I should say, sorry, in the Beacon car. That's it, great shot on board. Victor Cullen coming off the back of an incredible weekend at Brands Hatch, where he blitzed everybody in the Lotus Cortinas. He won the pre-66 touring car class up against top name drivers and touring car drivers. He's absolutely loving his historic racing in the UK. He's had a few issues with the SEAT this year, but he's looking for a good run today at Mondello Park. The grid is Stephen Wright, David Maguire, Paul Parr, David Maguire Jr., Barry English, Victor Cullen, Max Turley, Brian Berry, Mark Turley, Adrian McNally, Donald Downey and Porrick McQuaid. So have a look at this car. Left-hand drive, just 2 pedals, factory-built touring car. These are not home-built cars. They're factory-built by SEAT Sport in Spain, I think. And paddle shift, DSG box, 340 brake horsepower. Although the front cars after qualifying will have less. Poleman will have 300, 310 for P2. So there they go out of the pit lane down towards turn 1, furiously weaving around. What they're actually trying to do is get heat into the back tyres of these cars. Like most front-wheel drive saloon cars, they're set up. Is that Dave Maguire stopping? It is. Dave Maguire Sr. has stopped on the exit of turn 1. There he is. The drone shot just catching him there. Jerry Maguire and Sons car should be starting on the outside of the front row. It's ground. It's start. He's got it going again. Some sort of a systems reset. They can sometimes be a little bit glitchy, these cars, but he's got it going. I'm sure he can make his way back up through the pack and get to that front row position. Took 12 of these cars out. Firing the car around. We were just saying they're set up a little bit loose at the back, so they don't have a whole lot of lock, these cars either, if to catch a moment when it happens. They've got plenty of power to pull them back, but they don't have much lock in terms of opposite lock, so the front couple of first laps can be a little bit sketchy. They try and push the understeer out as far into the race as they can, so they set them up quite loose at the rear to kill the understeer, and that means they can be a little bit tricky on the opening lap. It'd be hard to get heat into them now because that's a cool wind with that little bit of rain. Let's see. No problem to Stephen Wright. He's a rally man. He won't be phased by any of this. Very, very quick driver. Dave Maguire hasn't come up there yet. Paul Parr has been a revelation since he came into this class. Well known to us at Mondello Park from his exploits in ZTECs, and in fact he's leading the Fiesta ST Championship this year. But Baxter, the English and Victor Cullen on row 3, Max Turley and Brian on row 4, Mark Turley and Adrian McNally row 5, and Donald Downey and Porrick McQuaid on the final row of the grid. Adrian McNally went really, really well. He's back down the grid a little bit, but he was very good in Oulton Park. I was over there and Niall Murray jumped into Barry English's car and won both races, but in the second race McNally got the lead and he really made Niall Murray work for it. And even after Niall got by him, he stayed well clear of anybody else, so he's well able to steer that. Another ex-rally man, getting used to the circuits. It's a different discipline. Speaking to Roy White and the STs about it this morning, that you need to be a lot more disciplined behind the wheel of a race car sometimes, whereas in rallying it can be about commitment and even borderline bravery. So really different stuff, but obviously Stephen Wright has managed to do it all to perfection. Say Super Cup's ready to go now. 12 cars on the grid. 5-second boards already up. Watch for the lights on the Alfa Romeo bridge. The lights are red. Once they go out, we're go, go, go. And away we go. And who's it going to be? Oh, Stephen Wright makes a cracking start. Somebody else, Turley, making a good start from further back. Great drone shot of them coming towards us here. That's unbelievable. Now we're on back at a normal camera down into Castrol Corner for the first time. It's Wright, it's Maguire, it's Dave Maguire Jr. He's managed to get the better of the second row starter. Somebody getting out of shape on the outside there. Brian Berry, that was. Somebody ahead of him going a little bit wide at Campion Corner on the way down now to turn 3. So we'll try and work out where everybody is. It's Maguire 1 and Maguire 2, certainly second and third. Then it looks like Parr, and that's Victor Cullen right with them. No, it's not. It's Barry English. Then it's Victor Cullen, isn't it? Yeah. And then it's Turley. Then Berry, McNally, Downey side by side with Turley. 2 Turleys out there, of course. Mark and Max. That's Mark Turley side by side with Downey down into Bridgestone, the long, long left-hand corner, and then up the hill. And Stephen Wright making his escape here on cold tyres. You have to be a little bit careful. They say it's on cold tyres, but he's not. He's not afraid to throw it around. That's a rally man for you. always different lines around this corner from everybody. Somebody getting out of shape. That's what we spoke about. The back end getting a bit loose on Max Turley's car. He'll be looking to move forward. Max Turley will be feeling he should be at the front. Out of the way, Dad. I'm coming through. Dave Maguire Jr. down the inside of his dad. See you later. That's bragging rights at the Maguire table on Monday evening. And right with them now is Paul Parr, who's been going really well this year in the Sayets. Team orders, perhaps. Who knows? Great stuff though. Dave Maguire Jr. Wonder has he got the pace to get after well, he's got the pace to get after Stephen Wright, maybe. Let's see, wipers on some of the cars out there as they head across the international loop. That long left-hander back now towards Nordic Spirit corner for the first time. It's right and it's looking very quick is David Maguire Jr. That first group all together and a gap a little bit back to Turley then. A look down the inside for Barry English. Doesn't come off. Victor Cullen stays high and wide to try and get a better exit. He does get a better exit and gets a run up to the back of Barry English now as they come down the straight. Then it's Turley right with them. It's Max Turley, that is. So fastest lap by relevant. Oh, look at this. The two Maguires have caught the leader already down into turn one. Big lock up there from somebody. It looks like, is that Turley? No, it's McNally actually. And he goes very wide on the exit as a result. A big lock up on the way into Castro corner that time. It's all closed up at the front, isn't it? And they're all coming up to him. So side by side, that Cullen and Turley, I think, is it? It is Victor Cullen on the inside, Max Turley on the outside. In the background, top of the screen there. Victor Cullen holds him off, and that should allow Brian Berry to get up to both of them. That would have slowed them down a lot all the way up the hill. And look at the gap now in front of them. But the battle is on because the two Maguires are on board there. Oh, good stuff. Oh, that's well done by Victor. Just let him through there and Turley straight on and into the gravel. So Victor Cullen using the head. He can have the place if you want, but only momentarily. Down the inside for the lead goes Maguire Jr. Look at the dust on the inside. Wright sits around the outside, but Maguire's got it done. He really is becoming a top tin top racer, isn't he, Dave Maguire Jr.? This is great stuff from him. That was a cracking move. Not often you get by somebody there. Oh, Daddy's following him through down the inside of the brakes. Life of the old dog yet. Dave Maguire gets it up, and all of a sudden Stephen Wright finding himself back to third place and boxed out badly. So great racing from the Sayets. It was Wright, Maguire Jr., Maguire Sr. going by us, but it's changed again, and Wright's dropped another place. Parr stuck it up the inside of him into Bahrain's Benz. They're all slowing down a little bit, are they? It's quite easy for me to say. It's probably quite wet out there. Have we got a safety car? No, we do. We've got flags out all over the place. A safety car's been dispatched. I knew there was something happening. It can't be that easy. So the safety car's been dispatched. I'm not quite sure why, so apologies for that. Maybe the drone will find where the car is. Something at turn 3. Stationary yellow. Oh, there is. It's the Turley car, isn't it? Yeah, the S's. That's what it is. Just at the back of the pits. That's Max Turley embedded in the Mondello Park gravel. That gravel gets raked on a Friday before a race meeting. He'll be wishing it hadn't, but that's a very hard one to get out of. You can get out of the gravel trap at turn 2 if you keep it pinned. He's actually made contact with the wall there. The drone getting us a great shot. Maybe we could zoom in a bit closer there with the drone. Fantastic footage from See It Live, really is. I'm loving these drone shots. There we go, right there. We'll almost see the expression on his face in a minute if they zoom in anymore. So Turley was on a charge. I did say he wouldn't be happy with his grid position. He's very quick. He wanted to get by, but he got alongside Victor Cullen on the way back up. Victor just let him down the inside, turned in across the back of him, and Turley couldn't get the car stopped, unfortunately. But that leads David Maguire Jr. leading this one from Dave Maguire Sr., Paul Parr, Stephen Wright, Barry English, Victor Cullen in 6th, Brian Berry, Adrian McNally, Mark Turley, Donald Downey, and Porrick McQuaid. That's our order now. So just one car out. But they'll have to move that car. It's going to take a while. There we are. Snatch unit already in there. That's why the scrutineers always demand that you've got a hook front and back on your car. I used to always see that as an inconvenience, but actually if you didn't have one, it would take ages to get those cars out of the gravel. So good stuff. That's Barry Swan. Great to see Barry back at Mondello Park. He's hooking it up there. I was talking to him last night. So the Pannonia Bio car about to be pulled out of the gravel of Turley. Won't be happy with that, but he'll be back out there for race 2. He's very quick, Max Turley. But Dave Maguire doing it all to perfection. Sliced by his dad, then took the lead with a great move into Lola corner, the quick right-hander. So say it's given us plenty of excitement. Most of it, of course, coming from Maguire Jr. to put him into the car to pull it out, but obviously there's an issue there. I wonder is there damage on the front right of the car? There probably is, because they're not keen to pull the car out just yet. So conversations going on there. Might be a teleporter again. I wonder is there damage to the front right of that car? It's actually in quite deep. You don't normally make such a dent in those barriers. The tyre's in behind the conveyor belt, for want of a better word, and designed to take the energy away when the car hits the bank, as opposed to the old-fashioned days when you connect with the bank. So you might save a chassis leg or something, but that looks like it's gone in pretty hard there. So the Alfa Romeo safety car is still leading them round. They're all weaving around, but the clock keeps ticking. So of a 15 minutes late race, we've just got 8 minutes left to go here. So Dave Maguire Sr. will be thinking this will do first and second. Dave Maguire Jr. will be going, let me go racing so I can pull away from all the older guys again and show them how fast I am. The mindset being completely different between young drivers and old drivers. Here's the teleporter is going to get used plenty of diesel today. It's already been used twice and we're only getting going here at Mondello Park. So yeah, it looks like there's probably some damage to the front right of that car. I wouldn't worry about it, I'm sure. He said there's a Murray Motorsport car. They'll be well capable of getting that car fixed before race 2 later this afternoon. So even though he'll be a little bit depressed now, he'll get that car back tip-top condition. Murray Motorsport will have it on the grid for race 2. While all this is going on, the ZTEC Safety Fiesta ZTECs are packing the assembly area, ready to go. Oh, Dave Maguire Jr. pulls off onto the rallycross track just on the right of the shot. The leader is gone. The leader is gone. Just look at that. I'm not sure what's happened there, but he'd be absolutely gutted with that. Out of the car, David Maguire. There he is, out of the car. That's such a shame. Charged his way to the front. An absolute star in Irish saloon car racing lately, but he will be absolutely gutted with that one. Must be overheating, or there must be some reason. He was quite no steam, no nothing, but he just pulled in there for some reason, and he looks absolutely distraught. He's got to get back into his Fiesta ST shortly, where he'll start in the front row later on. But he really was looking very, very strong in that one. That is such a shame for David Maguire Jr., but we will see him in action hopefully in the second Sayed race, and certainly in 2 Fiesta ST races. He's leading that championship later on this afternoon. Meanwhile, the rest of the cars are snaking around the outside. The clock's still ticking. We're down to 6 minutes 21 now. Red flags are out, and I'm seeing red flags around. In fact, the timing have got it there. Red flags come up on the timing screen. There's obviously a big problem with that car. I'm not happy about lifting it away. So they've got it up on the forks now, but yeah, it's the clerk of the course just deciding to bring them to a halt. Will we get a restart? 6 minutes to go. We probably will get a very, very short restart. On board with Victor Cullen is great. I want to be able to talk to these drivers from commentary, because they used to do it years ago in the James Hardy races in Australia. Tricky Dickie Johnson. Martin Kavanagh's in my ear telling me that See It Live have got the gear to do it. So next time we're going to be able to annoy Victor Cullen maybe, or somebody else in one of these races. It would be wonderful now to be able to have a chat with these guys and see where the mindset is, because inside these top-line factory-built race cars, oh, the red flags are being regridded. I can see from underneath. Safety car, Declan Nolan driving the safety car there. The Alfa Romeo Jr. fully electric vehicle. We've got a fleet of electric vehicles here at Mondello Park now. We also have e-courses for the early drive. If you're not old enough to drive on the road yet, you can book into our early drive and come down and do safety lessons and learn all about the dynamics of cars and road safety, and then get out and drive these e-courses at Mondello Park. Yeah, the car is pretty damaged front right, fixable though, definitely. Murray's will be on that as soon as it lands in. So Barry Swan just leading them in. Great work by the recovery crews as ever, but probably just as well to neutralise the race. So They probably will need another. They probably will need another warm-up lap. So great shot of all the cars there on the main straight. Safety cars staying out there. We're just wondering, are they going to do a rolling start and let them go again as they are, because they're not gridding them up, so that'll be interesting. The race has been stopped though with a red flag, and the clock has been stopped, more importantly, so we're not going to be robbed of any entertainment. There you are. There's the brake horsepower on the car. That's what we're looking for. So the Johnstown Estate Hotel, not too far from here, they sponsored the championship. Paul Parr, because that's his name. Obviously 142, because that's his race number. But 330 is the brake horsepower that Paul Parr is running. So these cars all have 340 brake horsepower. Great shot there, Parr. But after qualifying, whoever gets on pole, so Stephen Wright gets 300 brake horsepower. So he loses 40 brake horsepower. That's probably why he fell back a little bit. I'm not suggesting there was... the move wasn't inspirational by young Maguire. So Dave Maguire Senior, I can see his car from here, and it says 320 brake horsepower on the windscreen, so he's running 320. And then Paul Parr, as we said, slightly reduced. But David Maguire Jr. in 4th place was the first car to still have the full brake horsepower. So all the rest of them, if there isn't a circular sticker on the window, they're running 340 brake horsepower. And then but the first 3 do get penalised after qualifying to slow them down just a little bit, bunch them up, and give us better racing here on the Beacon Hospital live stream from Mondello Park. Things showing 7 minutes on the clock, so it's rounded up to 7 minutes, so it looks like we're going to have a 7-minute run now. So the grid staff going down to the drivers, explaining to them what's happening. So 1 minute board showing there. Way to go, great shot there of the Alfa Romeo safety car coming under the bridge. More importantly, to say it's Super Cup Ireland class are getting going again. They'll have one warm-up lap. In fact, it's going to be a rolling start, a safety car restart. Haven't seen that done before, but I do like it. So David Maguire Jr., or Senior I should say, has been round Mondello Park for many, many years. Like for more years than I care to remember. Who used to say that? Harry Moore, wasn't it? Well, he's been racing since probably the 80s in 100cc carts. Arrived into Mondello Park, then in the Fiat Uno Cup of Manufacturer Supported Championship, moved up into Punto Abarth's. So massively experienced and loves racing these days. Dave Maguire, Jerry Maguire and son. Bodywork car there. He's now inherited the lead from his son, who's sitting on the bank, no doubt over there, is he? Maguire Jr. Maybe he's come back into the paddock, but so Junior, I will have to watch this one from somewhere else. It'll be hard to watch, but hopefully they get that car going again. So the order is Dave Maguire, Paul Parr, Stephen Wright, Barry English, Victor Cullen, Brian Berry, Adrian McNally, Mark Turley, Donald Downey, Porrick McQuaid. We are missing David Maguire Jr. and we are of course missing Max Turley. Turley's car already back in the paddock and already heading for the Murray Motorsport running. I can actually see Max Turley walking down the paddock, so he'll be hoping to get a big push on and get that car fixed and get out there and show us how quick he is this afternoon. Still spots of rain coming in. Oh, Victor Cullen firing the car around. That's exactly what he's trying to do. Get a bit of heat into the back tyres. He hasn't been racing that long, but he's plenty of experience, Victor. He's been doing really well in UK historic racing lately. Hoping to have one of those pre-66 touring car races at Mondello Park next year, 2026. So more details of that coming up soon. But he drives a Lotus Cortina over there. So they all need to bunch up a little bit now. This is where you see sometimes a little bit of inexperience, but you shouldn't see it in this class. You see it down in the classes that have rookies. But the rain is coming down properly, isn't it? Yeah, that wind has just brought in. In fact, the Hill of Allen has disappeared out over turn 3. Never a good sign. Proper rain coming. These cars are on slick racing tyres and they're set up pretty stiffly at the back. I don't think anyone will have put a wet setup on these cars. I would say they are all running full stiff dry conditions, because when they left paddock assembly, that's how it was. Maguire slows them all right down. Doesn't go out for a full racing line. Drops the hammer, and in fact it's third place man Stephen Wright who gets caught napping badly, and Wright has cost himself a load of time there. Somebody else behind him, that's Barry English, a little bit slowed up. Victor Cullen though right on his bumper, doesn't lose any time at all as they head down towards turn 1. So already Parr beginning to hassle David Maguire for the lead here. Parr came to us from oval racing I think a few years ago, very quick driver, have really settled in well in these Seats. Stephen Wright in third place, the rally man, won't mind a bit of sideways action, but he's well down on power. The punishment for getting pole position in this class of course is they take 40 brake horsepower off you for race 1. So all coming down into turn. That's where you lose it, a trailing throttle and a long braking zone and trying to get the car turned in. You're just waiting for the back to step out there in these cars, but they're all controlling it quite well. They'll know to get the car slowed down a straight line and turn it in while they're on the power, so they can pull the front of it back straight. Look at the rain now coming down quite heavily here at Mondello Park. Maguire with a good lead though. They're equidistant the first 3, and Barry English got away from Victor Cullen a little bit on that lap. Brian Berry next up, then it's McNally, then it's Downey. And then McQuaid on board of Victor Cullen. You're watching for the snap oversteer here, but he'll stay on the power. Very different lines from everybody there. You can see they're leaving lines down there with the wet track. That's Donald Downey. He's holding the inside line all the way through that one. That's Brian Berry closing down Stephen Wright, who gets out of shape. That's what I was talking about. Back end of the car letting go, and he has to correct it. And by that stage, you're gone a little bit wide. That lets English right up onto the back of him now as they come back up the hill towards Borain's Bends, named after Martin Borain, who bought the circuit in '86 and did all these, did the extension, did the tower I'm in, the grandstand, the corporate suites, rebuilt everything there. There's Barry English going to have a look now, surely. Will he take a lunge down the inside? No, it's covered by Wright. Victor Cullen and Berry coming with them. Then a little bit of a gap back to that's McNally and Downey, and that's all of our runners, is it? And McQuaid still there, right new to the championship. His first run in Mondello Park on one of these cars. So up the hill now, and look at this. Slick racing tires, remember, it'll be hard to get these cars stopped. We're all managing it though. There really isn't anybody inexperienced in this field, but it'll be difficult conditions out there in slick racing tires, and no doubt it'll just light up the fronts. Victor Cullen trying to get it straightened. You can see that on board, taking the lock off and then hard on the power. Look at his right foot. Keeps it pinned all the way down under the Alfa Romeo bridge, leaving as late as he dares to get on the brake pedal. Gets it stopped. He's got Brian Berry right with him now. To the left-hander, it's Maguire who's beginning to ease away. Fastest lap is to Stephen Wright, but that's from a rolling start. So it's Maguire, Parr, Wright, English, Cullen, Berry, McNally, Downey and McQuaid on board again with Victor Cullen as he heads down towards turn 3, the double apex right-hand corner. He's trying to get back on terms with this Wright English battle. English gets the nose almost up the inside, but not quite. Wright gets back on the power, just about manages to pull it back. I thought he got the nose down the inside there, but more traction perhaps on the outside of that corner when it gets a little bit damp. This corner could, you could go off easily at this corner. It's off camber actually, and when the road is greasy, you can just pull you to the outside and into that gravel. As Wright heads up the hill, and Barry English right behind him. Then Michael Cullen, I was going to say Victor Cullen. And Brian Berry. That's them there. That's Cullen and Berry absolutely together. Sees Brian Berry out that much. Comes out sporadically. Pretty experienced. Races Fiat Puntos maybe, must be 20 years ago with Sean Woods Racing, and did pretty well. Disappeared for a while and then came back and loves running in these Seats. He actually ran with Sean Woods in the Seats. Poor Sean has passed away. We always remember him here at Mondello Park though. Great character, great engineer, and not a bad driver either. He would have loved these conditions. He'd be watching everybody's driving technique and commenting on it. So maybe he is. Oh, way out of shape there for somebody. Who's that? That's Parr. held on to it well, but the curbs upset the car and the back end got away there. So it's very, very skittish out there down the inside. Just ahead of this battle, English has taken that place away, I think. Let's watch the top of the screen. There's Maguire, he's our leader. Then it's Parr. Yeah, English has got past Wright. Good move down the inside there. Just sliced him down there. Parr. Wright wants it back. Looks to the outside. Berry has a sniff of the inside of Victor Cullen, but not getting it done. Look how gentle Victor Cullen is on the turn in there with the steering wheel. It's like walking on eggshells trying to drive these cars in the wet, especially on slick racing tyres. You've got to be so careful. It would be really easy to push too hard and park it in the gravel, but getting into a groove now is Dave Maguire. Hasn't got fast enough. Somebody off. That's Turley, isn't it? No, it's Parr. Yeah, Paul Parr. He's done well though. He didn't stop it. He's getting it going. I was just going to say, it'd be really easy to go off in these conditions. Second place car is off Paul Parr. Down the outside, that's everybody else up a place. That's English second, right there, but under big pressure now is Victor Cullen. You see Berry moving around behind him. We're on board. You can almost see in the rear view mirror there. So Victor just guarded the inside here at the second apex, gets it turned in. Marlon Power back up the hill. He's now up to fourth place. Victor Cullen, he's second in the championship, I think. So this will be no harm as they come back down towards us. So Berry thinking of a run around the outside. Brave stuff in these conditions. It can be very slippery on the outside of those corners. What he's actually trying to do is get a run up the hill, but Victor Cullen's got a good exit. Berry goes to the inside. Not going to get it done there. Victor has that covered. There's David Maguire Senior still motoring away. English probably a danger man here in second place. He's very much the one on the move. There's Cullen and Berry now together. Berry with a better exit, but Victor sees it coming and moves to the inside straight away. Brian Berry thinks about a look to the outside, but you're not going to make that work in these conditions, I feel. Both harden the brakes down through the gears now to that first apex 7A, second apex 7B. There's the buses to Sallynoggin, according to Brian Chute many years ago. Oh, and again, he has a look to the inside. Victor just covers it. He's quite calm, isn't he? No big swerves, just nice and easy moves to the right. Not going to be a gap there. You can go around there if you like, but Victor will have the inside for this one. What he's looking to do is get a switch back here, but I think Victor has that covered. He does. He's already on the inside. He knows his way around Mondello Park. He'd love to get this fourth place today in these difficult conditions, but really challenging him now is Brian Berry. So it's Maguire, English, Wright and Cullen. And in fact, Victor is catching. I think he's possibly catching that car in front. He is. He moves right in there on the brakes. Up the inside, can he get it stopped? He can quite easily, gets into the apex. Oh, he gets a kiss on the back bumper from Berry there, but he's definitely catching Stephen Wright. Great on board here. So we come out onto the main straight. He's taking a good lump of time there out of Stephen Wright. Let's look at the lap time. Stephen Wright 2:04, Victor Cullen 2:03. Checkered flag. Checkered flag, so that's it. I didn't see it there, guys. So apologies for that. Dave Maguire, Barry English, Stephen Wright and Victor Cullen is the order at the end of that one. So great race. Good entertainment from the SAIT Super Cup Ireland. So great stuff from SAIT Super Cups. Next up will be Fiesta ZTEC, and it's the ZTEC Safety, the West Dublin safety supply company and branded clothing wear company, well known to us here at Mondello Park, of course. And Neil Murphy will lead them out in his ZTEC Safety Fiesta ZTEC van that we use as a safety car for that class. Here's Victor Cullen come back into park for me. Be happy with that. Good bunch of points for him. But a great drive by David Maguire Senior, wasn't it? Really calm, and then towards the end of that race he looked very quick, just eased away from everybody else in what would be very, very difficult conditions. So the order: Maguire, English and Stephen Wright, your top three. Then it's Cullen, Berry, McNally, Downey, Parr, Porrick McQuaid and Mark Turley rounding out the top 10. We're missing David Maguire Jr. Car, it will be towed in now, I would imagine, and Max Turley, whose car needs a little bit of work, but I'm sure we'll get that done. So still a bit of rain coming down here. It's quite bright and it's clearing a little bit over turn 3, but the windows of the commentary box have got quite a lot of rain on them here, despite that shot, which looks like it's almost sunny here at Mondello Park. So we're going to recover the car of David Maguire Jr. before the Fiesta take to the track. So while they do that, we will just take a quick commercial break.
Sell me this car.
This car goes from 60. No, sorry.
Sell me this car.
Quando è stata l'ultima volta che ti sei innamorato? You should try it.
The all-new Alfa Romeo Jr. Learn to love again.
Introducing Castrol Edge, formulated to deliver at least 30% improved performance versus tough industry limits. Performance achieved throughout the engine, including the pistons, turbo, and valve train. Its Power Boost technology combines contact performance additives that dynamically respond on the surfaces of fast-moving engine components with high-quality advanced full synthetic base oils. Power Boost technology gives drivers the confidence to demand more power and acceleration when they need it most.
GSE.
Sometimes when you get to where nobody is supposed to follow you, people actually start to do it. Well, unless you go too far. The new Jeep Avenger, now available in e-hybrid for Freedom followers.
We're back, and it is the biggest class of the weekend once again at the ICCR. It's the ZTEC Safety Fiesta ZTEC Championship, and they're already on their warm-up lap. They're being led around by Neil Murphy in the ZTEC Safety Fiesta ZTEC high-speed delivery van, as he calls it. So the rest of them weaving around trying to get some heat into their ZTEC tyres, Nankang tyres. There's Neil Murphy with the flashing light on the roof. He loves doing this, leads them all around. He's very much a friend of all the competitors. He pretty much runs the class in the paddock with a clipboard and legging around, putting stickers on cars, organising trophies. There he is. Former racer himself, years back used to race Irish Strikers, Neil Murphy, but works very hard these days with that company, ZTEC Safety. They supply everything from barriers, cones, safety wear, masks, hard hats, high-vis jackets, all sorts of stuff. And he also does branded clothing, does all of our stuff here at Mondello Park. It supplies a lot of the competitors' businesses as well. So business networking at its best. Look behind him though, firing the car around is young Sean McGovern. Quite the character, Sean McGovern. It's another great tin top, young tin top competitor. He's had a go in his dad's TCR car. He's had a go in the Sayat Super Cup car. He's been quick in everything he drives, but he's chasing this ZTEC title this year and going really well in qualifying this morning. Rob Barrable, massively experienced alongside him, but the talk of the paddock this morning is third place. Let's have a look at the third place car there. Kelsey Kirby, incredible performance from her. So Kelsey works with us at Mondello Park as an instructor, but during the week she is she works for Motorsport Ireland Sport Development. So there she is. That's her in the car. Incredible. What a day for her. Car number 97. Tries really hard. Works on the car herself. Has been trained mechanically and always on a limited budget. But she's scraped herself inside the top 10 last year. She kept saying she wanted to finish P6 in race 1, which would give you pole for race 2. She's gone way ahead of her aspirations this morning. She was quick all through the qualifying session, which was a very, very busy qualifying session. A lot of what looked like racing going on in the qualifying session. But Kelsey kept the head down, dropped back to 5th place, and a flyer on the last lap saw 3rd place, front row of the grid. So a lot of people are very happy with this. Big support from Ruth and Chris Nugent, the marshals down at turn 1, Castrol Corner for her. She said they were signalling number 3 to her when she went by the checkered flag. She was going, no, couldn't be me, couldn't be me. But she is. Kelsey's 3rd on this one, and it's fantastic to see it. Aidan Mulready, who flies from America to compete at Mondello Park. He's a Delta Airlines pilot. He's on the 2nd row of the grid. He's in the championship mix, 3rd in the championship. Then it's Mick Keogh. Good run from Mick Keogh on row 3. Christian Brennan going very nicely in the ex-David Maguire car alongside him. Then it's Michael Moynihan, Mikey Mania leading the rookie championship, and Finn Gillespie, number 71, with the headlights on there in the black car in row 4. So the rookie's going really well. Then Philip Lawless, very well known to us at Mondello Park, hugely experienced, former winner many times in this class. Evan Walsh alongside him in the Mondello Scholarship car. Way back is Alan Dawson. That's a championship contender, 48. He's back on row 6. Alongside Josh Brown. Then Toby Maguire, Junior Rallycross champion, Declan Mulready, Sam Doyle, Chloe Kellett well up on her first race. Great to see that. Number 99. Then Keith Lenihan, Roy Tobin, Alex McCann, Michael McCardle, Lola Rose Turley, Lorcan McGivney, Liv Corcoran, Elizabeth Downey and Freya Burns. 6 ladies in this race. Getting ready to go. McGovern gets an absolute cracker. More wheel spin for Barrable. But Kelsey managed to outdrag Mulready for 3rd place as they go under the Alfa Romeo bridge and racing for the first time here at Mondello Park. Barrable's not done yet. He's down the outside on the brakes. He's late on the brakes. He tries to sit around the outside of McGovern, but then tugs in behind him on the exit. Everybody through there. Some of them going very wide on the outside, 3 abreast through Campion Corner. That's Finn Gillespie, easily spotted with the headlights on. It's a great rookie battle, so a couple of really quick rookies in this one. We will watch out for them when it settles down a little bit. Meanwhile, it is McGovern, Barrable and Kirby out front. Then it's Mulready, Christian Brennan locking up just into the back of him a little bit. It's Keogh, it's Mikey Mania, then it's Phil Lawless. Then it's Evan and Finn, the 2 rookies together, I think. Somebody going off a little bit on the outside, collecting it all up. Was that Alex McCann, perhaps? But no problem, kept it pinned and got it back. Nobody getting away just yet. First 2, perhaps a couple of lengths clear, but Kelsey not under pressure there as they go through the long left-hander and up the hill now, up Kennedy's Rise, heading for Lola Corner, the fast right-hand corner. And this is great stuff at the front of ZTECs. So Sean McGovern leading from Robert Barrable. Kelsey Kirby in third place. Going nicely in third place. Then it's Mulready, it's Brennan, it's Mick Keogh, and that beautifully presented Donegan Auto Services car. It's always immaculate. And Mick's been well inside the top 10 for the last year, so works really hard on the car and tries really hard. Loads of prep going in. That car's absolutely perfect. It's worth having a look at if you are in the paddock. It's as well prepared as any saloon car in any class. They come back up the hill now, long drag in third gear back up the hill for these little ZTECs. They've only got about 80 brake horsepower, but they're very closely matched. They get a lot of technical scrutiny, so there's eligibility is very high on the agenda here, and the technical team do a great job with them, so no chance to do anything there. That's Gillespie trying to get by Moynihan, Michael Moynihan, or Mikey Mania as he is on social media. So good battle for the ZTEC rookies there right in the middle of that one. Somebody down the inside of Finn. Not sure who that is. They're going to split those two rookies up by the look of it. We'll see who that is when they come back into view here. But oh, Gillespie sits around the outside. That was Josh Brown. Finn Gillespie works here. He knows it well. He works full-time on Mondello Park, and that's cost Josh Brown another place. Evan Walsh gets him, but Josh Brown back down the inside and getting a little bit hectic there. That's Toby Maguire getting in the mix too. As they go by us, it's Sean McGovern, it's Rob Barrable, it's Kelsey Kirby in third place, Aidan Mulready, Christian Brennan, Michael Keogh, Phil Lawless, Alan Dawson, Moynihan and Finn Gillespie, the two rookies, then Joshua Brown, Toby Maguire, Evan Walsh, Declan Mulready, Chloe Kellett going really nicely there. Fourth, I think, in the rookies for Chloe Kellett. What a run for her in her first time out. The clue, of course, is in the surname there. We've never had a slow Kellett, I don't think, at Mondello Park, and she's going really well there, the UL student. Down to turn 3, great shot at that corner. I never saw it looking like that before, and didn't realise the two elements of the track get back so close together, but of course they have to for that hole in the hedge element for Rallycross. There we go, that's Lola Rose Turley. Oh, she's had a little bit of contact, the front bumper's askew. She's starting to go very well in the LOH Motorsport car, but again, brand new to it this year. Good battle there between Mulready, Christian Brennan and Mick Keogh, and Kelsey Kirby holding them at bay. She's going nicely in third place here. Big launch down the inside, down the outside there by Christian Brennan. That'll just slow the three of them down a little bit. Should let Kelsey get away. That's exactly what it does with the three abreast on the exit now. And Mick Keogh's got the inside. He might get this done, you know. Mick Keogh could make up 2 places here, get himself up to fourth, I should say. Maybe a little bit short of power, but he's not short of braking ability. He fires it back down the inside. Perfectly done. Christian Brennan gives them racing room. They're staying apart. Good driving between those 3 saloon car race drivers. That's what you want to see. You can give someone the squeeze, but leave them just enough room for a race car. And Christian Brennan did that for Mick Keogh there. There was no contact between the two of them at all as they came through 7A and B. So Keogh going nicely. Then it's Christian Brennan. Then it's Mulready, who lost 2 places in that one, but I don't think he's finished just yet. We know him, he's got loads of pace. Then it's Dawson, who's furiously trying to get his way up the grid. A bad qualifying for Alan Dawson. He's second in the championship currently. So Mick Keogh now's got to get the head down, try and catch Kelsey Kirby, but she's going really well in third place. That's a good battle coming up the hill there now. It's Mick Keogh, Christian Brennan, it's Mulready, Dawson, Lawless, Moynihan and Finn Gillespie, is it? It is. Great stuff. And behind Finn Gillespie is Toby Maguire in the green car, junior rallycross champion. Starting to really go well in these Fiesta ZTECs now. There's Barrable, there's Kelsey Kirby. So the fastest lap McGovern, 12 dead, 8/10 quicker than anybody else. And in fact, Barrable way clear of anyone else as well. So big gaps at the front of the ZTEC grid, not what we're used to in this class. But Sean McGovern has a huge amount of pace in hand here. He works down here as an instructor, so he will know the international loop element of this pretty well. That's the area most drivers are not used to, but that's the area that a lot of the corporate activity goes on. It's a 1 kilometre circuit on its own. Joins up with the national today to make this into the international circuit. But Sean McGovern will happily drive anything from tractors to Fiesta ZTECs to anything at all around Mondello Park. So he's very experienced down here and obviously very talented too. He's leading by 1.5 seconds at the end of that second lap I should say, from Barrable, Kirby, Keogh, Brennan, Mulready, Dawson, Lawless, Moynihan and Gillespie, and that's your top 10. You can see a good shot of where everybody is there, and in fact McGovern just driving away from Barrable, who's left everyone else for dead. But Kelsey Kirby going nicely here. She's not being caught. Make no mistake, she's in third place on merit and on pace here. Great to see it. Christian Brennan beginning to haul in Mick Keogh again, certainly in a straight line. It looked like Mick Keogh didn't quite have the power of Brennan last time round. Once again Brennan motors up to him, and gets laid on the brakes there. Dawson is next up. He's got by Mulready, I think he has. And Phil Lawless looking for a bit of action there as well. Then it's Moynihan, but right behind Moynihan is the Mondello Park car of Finn Gillespie. So great rookie battles. Evan Walsh is third rookie. Chloe Kellett is fourth. Alex McCann fifth. Lola Rose Turley sixth. Freya Burns seventh. And Elizabeth Downey is eighth. So the rookie battles equally as important. They get their own podium, their own trophies, the whole lot. So Mick Keogh possibly, is he slightly closer to Kelsey this time? We'll have a look. The gap was 1.3 seconds. I think he is closer this time round. She could get herself in a battle here, unless Christian Brennan gets up alongside Mick Keogh. Mick Keogh looking pretty quick here. He's made up a couple of places and very much aiming towards the back of that car of Kelsey Kirby. Let's see what the back. Yeah, the gap has been halved. It's just 7/10 now. Finn Gillespie with the headlights on, looking to get down the inside of Moynihan. Moynihan covers it to the inside. Gillespie goes back to the outside, just behind this group. So great battle for the rookies. There it is there. And Finn Gillespie really beginning to give the work over now to Mikey Moynihan. That's Kelsey Kirby. Looks like she's pulled away just a little bit again in the international loop. That's Lawless and Mulready. So Lawless got ahead of Mulready as well. So I wonder, is Aidan Mulready in a spot of bother, because he's usually very, very quick, but he's beginning to just fall back slightly. And Kelsey Kirby out over the curbs, and she kicks up a little bit of dust. She's trying so hard here. She would absolutely love a podium in a Fiesta ZTEC race. It's hard fought. There's never been an easy podium in this class. It's well accepted around the paddock that the standard is driving at the front of this one. It's as competitive as any other class in the paddock, certainly. And it mightn't be expensive, but it's still very, very competitive. And Mulready is, I think, beginning to fall back. That's such a shame. Yeah, 8th place for Mulready. He started 4th. And now the battle's on. Kelsey Kirby has to defend. Mick Keogh gets a run at her. Not much in a straight line, but Mick, is he going to be able to draw up alongside? He will, but he'll be on the outside. He draws up alongside and in front, but Kelsey goes back at him on the brakes, down the inside. He'd be looking for a switchback. There's no room there. Kelsey turns in a bit early just to cover it as well. She's pretty experienced, but she goes wide on the exit. That's maybe cost her the place. Here comes Mick Keogh up the inside. She closes the door, leaves in the room of one Fiesta. She could get boxed out here. Christian Brennan's going to get through as well. He does. She fires the car into the right-hander, then back to the left. Holds back Alan Dawson, but nothing she could do there, really. Just a little bit too committed for the second bit of 7A and B. She's got plenty of pace. Look at this. She's on the back of Christian Brennan here, and she's not keen on handing these places away. But it's been a great drive from Mick Keogh to get up to 3rd place. Hasn't touched anybody, and he's made up quite a few places. He was 5th, 6th on the grid. He was certainly on the 3rd row. Dawson thinks of a look up the inside of Kelsey there, but not happening. There's McGovern. Look at that for a gap. Incredible stuff. He's down into 11.7. So great stuff. There's that battle now. They're all absolutely together as Dawson begins to move around behind Kelsey Kirby. And up the inside there is Finn Gillespie. Has he got it done this time? No, it's Groundhog Day for him as Moynihan just pulls across his bows going under the Alfa Romeo bridge. But Mike Moynihan under huge pressure here. And Gillespie gets alongside again on the exit. That's the battle for the rookie win. It's as important as the overall win for these less experienced drivers, remember. Kelsey Kirby having to defend now, not slowing her slightly. It's allowing the first two to get away. Christian Brennan in this group. Christian Brennan certainly having a go back now at Mick Keogh down at turn 3. So 11.762 is a new lap record for Sean McGovern, 2:11.762. That beats William Kellett's record from July last year. So we have a new lap record up front. Sean McGovern, pole position, leading this race, and has just broken the lap record in the ZTEC Safety Fiestas. Kelsey Kirby putting up a good fight here, isn't she? She just got boxed out that time and lost 2 places, but she's not keen on falling back here. Doesn't want to leave a gap to Alan Dawson. He just pulls out to the inside. She should be able to close the door here. So she hasn't done though. And Dawson is down the inside. That's going to cost her another place here through 7A and through 7B. So that puts Dawson up to 5th place and Kelsey down to 6th. Dawson needs to get by. He needs more places though if he's going to stay in the running for the championship here. McGovern looking dominant out front. That's a very quick lap time, 2:11.762. So that battle is now Keogh, Brennan, Dawson, Kirby and Phil Lawless coming up to have a look now in the green car right behind Kelsey. Where Kelsey is now, if she can stay there, we'll give her pole position actually for race 2. 6th place. Did we reverse the top 6 for race 2, remember, in the ZTEC Safety Fiesta ZTEC Championship? Oh, Mick Keogh makes a mistake and goes wide, lucky not to lose a place. Christian Brennan gets the run, but Mick gets it all under control and gets back across to the pit wall. So if he does get a run, he can have a look at the outside, but he's very close to him now down the main straight. And Christian Brennan looking to get down the inside, all locks up and straight into the back of Mick Keogh, upsets the back of Mick's car, sends him wide. And they're alongside on the way up, but I think Mick Keogh should be able to hang on to it here at Campion Corner. He does. He would have been aggrieved with that if he'd lost the place, but he hasn't. So Mick Keogh on the way down to turn 3, still in 3rd place, looking like his first podium if he can hang on, but it's anything but easy. Christian Brennan piling on the power now in the ex-Dave McGuire car, into the back of him again there. Just a little kiss between the two apexes at turn 3. Trying to get a narrow line on the way up, but Mick Keogh unwinds the lock, gets on the power and gets a better run up out of there and gets himself a happy gap of about a length, which is a big gap in a ZTEC dice normally. It's Keogh, it's Brennan, it's Dawson, Kirby, Lawless, and coming after them now is Mulready, still hanging on there, so obviously there's a problem with that, but hopefully they'll sort that out or find out what it is. He's not showing the pace he normally does, Mulready, and Phil Lawless with a lunge down the inside, but Kelsey Kirby covers that. That 6th place, very important, the position she's in now. That will give you, oh, Phil Lawless going to get up the inside of her. Saw that coming, he does get alongside. It's a drag race now down to 7A and B. These cars normally very, very equal, so Phil should be able to get this done. Indeed he will, down the inside, and if everything stays the same, that'll give him pole position for race 2. So it's McGovern, Barrable, Keogh, Brennan, Dawson, Lawless, Kirby now. So some difference between coming 6th and 7th in race 1. 6th will give you pole position in race 1, 7th will give you 7th place in race 1. So there's 6th place difference between those two finishing positions here. Far from finished here. Dawson now looking to have a go at Christian Brennan and Mick Keogh. Kelsey's not finished just yet, takes a lunge at Phil Lawless on the brakes. Doesn't lose anything on the way out. They're heading back towards Nordic Spirit corner now, the left-hander. Dawson having a look now on the brakes. There's Rob Barrable going through. Big gap back. These guys are a little bit slower because they are dicing, of course, and Mick has gone defensive as you'd have to. It's Keogh, it's Brennan, Dawson, Lawless, Kirby, Mulready, just like that. Oh, Mick Keogh a little bit wide that time at Castrol corner, almost allows Brennan up alongside for Campion, but he contains it as they go through there. 3rd gear now in these cars all the way down to turn 3. Mick Keogh stays to the right, doesn't want to leave any gap on the inside. To go through the first apex, a little bit of contact again. They're apart now in the braking zone. Dawson thinking of a look down the inside. Christian Brennan covers that. Back up the hill now, 2nd gear and into 3rd again, coming back towards the main arena. McGovern out front with a gap of 4.9 seconds. I'm not sure I've ever seen that size of a gap in Fiesta ZTEC racing. Dawson gets a good run there in the Sheds Direct car, and having a look now, goes to the outside, back to the inside. Christian Brennan will have seen this coming. He's been around racing for many years. He wouldn't have massively experienced, but he's pretty quick, Christian Brennan, and wouldn't have the experience of these drivers around him. Mick Keogh came from a background of multi-venue auto tests and stuff like that. Big petrol head for many, many years, and started off with a borrowed car a couple of years ago. Then they built this absolutely mint machine, the Dunnigan Auto Services car. In fact, I think Jay is building his 2nd car, and they will have another one out there, no doubt. It'll be immaculate, the build taking quite a while. So it's Keogh, Brennan, Dawson, Lawless and Kirby still very much in the mix here. If Kelsey, and she'll be fully aware if she could get one place back, it'll get her pole for race 2 or something happens in front, because Lawless now beginning to close in on Dawson there, the 3rd and 4th of these cars. There we go, headlights flashing, pole, the win, and a new lap record for Sean McGovern. What a performance. Rob Barrable keeps him on into second place. And here they come. What a race from these guys. It's going to be a podium, I think, for Mick Keogh. His first podium, but only just. Christian Brennan gets the run. It's neck and neck across the line. Mick Keogh for Donegan Auto Services takes his first ever podium. Christian Brennan next up. Alan Dawson, Phil Lawless, Kelsey Kirby and Aidan Mulready. What a race. Now it's the rookies, and they're side by side across the line. The rookies no less entertaining. Michael Moynihan takes another win, but only just 0.131 of a second behind was Finn Gillespie. Then it's Sam Doyle, Joshua Brown, Toby Maguire, Declan Mulready, Evan Walsh is third in the rookies, then Keith Lenihan, Mick McCardle, Chloe Kellett, fourth place. Well done, Chloe. First time out in Fiesta ZTEC. Then Alex McCann in fifth. Then Lorca McGivney, sixth rookie, is going to be Elizabeth Downey. Elizabeth Downey and Liv Corcoran with a great race. Here they come, and just having a look down the inside is Liv Corcoran. But Elizabeth Downey holding her off. These two are good buddies. They're always knocking around the paddock together, but they're racing really close on track. The checkered flag is going to be ready, but it's just about going to be Elizabeth Downey and the Pink Panther. She takes the place, just about. Great race from those two. So that is for sixth in the rookies for Elizabeth Downey. Then it's Liv Corcoran. Then Freya Burns right with them, crossing the line now. And are we missing Lola Rose Turley? I think we might be, you know. We are. She got missing a few laps ago. She must have pitted as a result of that damage in the front of the car. Well, quite the race from the Fiesta ZTEC Championship. Absolutely brilliant. And the rookie's doing really well too. But Sean McGovern is the man of the moment. There's a man that's going to be very, very happy in the Donegan Motor Services car. Mick Keogh, he has worked so hard. There's Neil Murphy straight over to him. They're good buddies, these two. So there'll be a handshake or a hug there, because that was a great drive from Mick Keogh. Takes his racing very seriously, puts an awful lot into it. He really does. He's out jogging and getting his weight down, getting the weight down in the car. So that's really, really well earned. And that third place is probably the result of 18 months hard work, if I'm being honest. It's great to see it from Mick Keogh. McGovern absolutely dominant. Pole position, the win and the lap record. Not even Rob Barrable could stay with him, and Rob is one of the quickest guys around at Mandela Park. So that's a testament to how well Sean McGovern is going. But yeah, entertainment, great stuff from the Fiesta ZTECs, all out of the cars. There's Neil Murphy having a chat with Alan Dawson there in the foreground. So Freya Burns just coming back in there. Brilliant stuff. All the rookies improving, lap times dropping down. Great to see it. We're almost ready to go racing with the next race, which is the Patch Tire Equipment Junior Mini Championship. That was Chloe Kellett just getting out of her car, we saw there, and there are the minis in the pit lane. So Kyle Irvine's on pole position from Leo Richardson, who's been unbeaten. Then the FPS car, Logan Hoy. Logan, a bit of a star at Mondello Park. He's the junior rallycross champion. He runs right at the front of this class. Dundalk man, well, County Louth man, a little bit outside Dundalk, but takes his racing very seriously. Got great car control, and in rallycross certainly himself and his dad have the car sorted, and he's well able to drive it. He's been pretty much dominant, and that's a very competitive junior class as well. So he's right there in row 2, and I think FPS might be down here to support him today, so if they are, they're very welcome. Great to see any company that sponsor these young men. Kyle Irvine, great stuff from him to get out front. A really good qualifying lap. Leo Richardson in the second car. It's POB racing car, the team, and it's Mount Marion Cars, his dad's company. Third generation, and Ernie Richardson is here today, his granddad, who raced with 205 GTIs with us here back in the day. Great to see it. A lot of second and third generation racers here, and a fourth generation racer, of course, is Jack Files. Great to see Jack Files on the grid. So it is Kyle Irvine from Leo Richardson, Logan Hoy, Jaden McBrearty, good run to the outside of row 2, then TJ Taff, then Jack Files. A lot of talent on this grid, isn't there? Martin Finnegan always improving on row 4, Harry Fairs alongside him, then Joe Richardson, another POB car, Nathan Sweeney, Travis Mulwhiney, Daniel Heaps, Harry Dowling, Leah McManus, Alex Watkins, Gavin Brown, Keith Burke, Megan Daly and Ryan Donnelly, and that is the order for the Patch Tire Equipment Junior Mini Challenge. Here they come down to the grid, and it is Kyle Irvine. A little bit of rain coming down, but it won't phase any of these drivers. They've got great car control. Standard in this class is absolutely incredible. Somebody there with the hand in the air, just telling one of their drivers where they need to line up. They're both right there. There's Paul O'Brien just in the shorts walking to the front. He'll be looking for Leo Richardson to move forward. That's exactly what he's doing. Waving at Leo, come forward all the way to your marks. A lot of drivers don't do that. Well, Paul O'Brien's not going to have any of it if you don't do it. So come on, Leo, move a little bit forward. There you go. He's happy with that. Kyle Irvine's dad there too, right beside the barrier. Leo Richardson's unbeaten in this class so far. He's won 4 races in a row. That's the command on the outside of the front row, car number 23. Logan Hoy in the FPS car on row 2, nowhere near his marks. He needs to move forward there. Logan giving about 2 or 3 feet away. He's not even on his grid box. Alongside him is McBrearty in the stables car. Then young Taff going really well, 22. Beautifully prepared car of Jonathan Files' son, Jack Files. He's 4th generation racer here, Mondello Park. Martin Finnegan going really well. Another man coming from great history. And all the rest away they go on. Richardson stalls. Hopefully won't get collected. No, they all see him. Can he get the car restarted? He can. He gets away. Oh, but somebody gets a clout, and there's 2 cars off. That's Megan Daly, and it's the Mondello Park scholarship car there. Just went to avoid the other car. The back end let go. Keith Burke also stalled, but he will get a second bite of the cherry. We will see a red flag here, I've no doubt, as they head through Campion Corner for the first time. Yellow flags being waved. Maybe they think they can move it, but I think the barrier might be damaged slightly there as well. There you go. That's a great shot of it. Great work by See It Live today, capturing it all. There aren't any red flags out just yet. There should be. Certainly there are now down at turn 3, and they'll all acknowledge them and slow right down. Hopefully, just yet. Some of them haven't seen it. Oh, a little bit of dodgy driving there. I'm sure they'll be spoken to afterwards. There's some of them still at full racing speed. There's contact there between 2 or 3 of them. That's who is that? Into the back of somebody. DMC car into the back of Joe Richardson. He's still having a go. He still thinks the race is on. Smoke pouring from the arch. It's going to be contact again. There is. I know they're young drivers and they're inexperienced, but there'll certainly be a few of them called in for tea and cucumber sandwiches with the clerk of the course after that. That was Nathan Sweeney into the back of another car coming into the S's and then trying again on the way up the hill. So just didn't see it's a crowded track and they mightn't have seen that red flags. That's what happened. Still trying to make places up, but it'd be unfortunate if we lost another car while they're under red flag conditions. So yeah, that's a shame. That car that's gone off is Travis Mulwhiney, a really quick driver, won the Mondello Park scholarship. Not really his fault. He swerved around the stalled car. Richardson back end let go slightly. He was tagged by another car and just went around and into the barriers, taking a bumper off. But that car, I'm sure, will be back out for race 2. POB Racing looking after that car. There's the car being brought back in. We should be able to look at a replay of that one actually, but oh, there's a little bit of damage to the back of that car. Okay, yeah. Hopefully we get it back out. The POB will be well capable of doing that, but we have got footage, as we said, of that taken off, so we will watch the start of that again and see exactly what happened. There's that Sean from the POB team. Look how quick they're down there. They're not doing that for any other reason than they want to get the car fixed. Sean Purcell, well known to us from Fiesta ZTEC Racing as well, and Rallycross here at Mondello Park. He's one of the technicians that works with us here during the week. Let's have a look at this replay and see what happened. We're just getting that replay ready and we'll have a quick look. Yeah, there we go. So it's actually beyond the car. Yeah, it's Watkins, I think, that went to the right in avoidance, and that made Travis swerve. Yeah, watch the orange car at the back of the grid here. Nobody's fault this. Now let's be quite sure about that. Yeah, he just moved to the right in avoidance, just clipped Mulwhiney's car, upset it slightly. He gets hit again by Megan Daly. Nowhere Megan could go. Yeah, that's nobody's fault. None of those 3 drivers, none of them were at fault. Certainly there. I wouldn't be pointing at anyone. In fact, they all did well to get by that stalled car of of Richardson. Very unusual for Richardson to stall the car. He will get a second bite at the cherry, but I'm not sure how they'll re-grid them. We'll wait and see what the officials have to say about it.
We need to move a couple of cars beside the grandstand, the red van, the black van with the red stripe there, and the Jeep that are parked in the yellow box. That's where the Nordic Spirit vehicles are. You can move those vehicles away, please, from the grandstand. In fact, the black van is blocking an exit there for the ambulance. So can you please move those two vehicles? There's a silver Jeep and a black van with a red stripe. They need to be moved immediately. Thank you.
Okay, so re-gridding them now. Let's just see what happens. It's Irvine's car back on pole position. I suspect Leo Richardson will get back. Yeah, Fergus Brennan waving on him to get around. There's not much space there. He needs to go right round the outside of everybody. That's what he's doing. So Leo Richardson gets another bite of the cherry. Back to the front. He still might have a chance of hanging on to his unbeaten record, but not if the S&J Irvine car of Kyle Irvine has anything to do with it. Logan Hoy bringing the FPS car to the grid. So Paul O'Brien making sure all his cars are right up on the marks in the front row there. Leo Richardson a little bit back, so I'm sure Paul will be pushing him forward just a little bit. So very important thing to do. It can cost you so much, and you fight for traction just a little bit off the line, but they all need to be right up on their marks. So they're just getting gridded up. We're still settling a few of them down the back, but it looks like we're going with the original grid. So Irvine going to start from pole position. Richardson right alongside him. Grid marshal's just making sure everyone is where they need to be. Great shot at the cars from the rear there. We're missing, I think we're missing 2 cars. Megan Daly's car, unfortunately, I think we're missing 3 cars. Yeah, Megan Daly, she was involved in that initial contact. Her car's in the pit lane. They may get that going. They got a front bumper off it. Let's hope there's nothing structural and they can get that one going again. The other car we're missing is Nathan Sweeney, the car that was involved in the contact after the red flag, and I think I saw that car coming in the pit lane. So I'm not sure where it is or whether they're still working on it, but I don't see it in the pit lane. I don't see it at the end of the pit lane looking for a restart. So that's what we're missing, certainly 3 cars from that contact early on in this one, but we should be almost ready to go racing. They're just going to fix the barrier. The barrier is fixed, and we should be good to go. Okay, so we've got a grid. Don't have anything coming up on the timing screen just yet. Usually we get the information from there, so I'm sure there'll be a warm-up lap and another run. Still shows 15 minutes on the clock. We might get a full race. This is just their first race, remember. There we go, green flag. It's warm-up lap time, and we have almost all the minis still going, which is fantastic. Great shot there, Irvine firing the car around. Like what we spoke about in the Seats, they want to get heat into the rear tires of these cars, but they really need to get heat in the back tires so they can fire the cars around without the danger of the back letting go too much. They go round on you. These cars, 1600cc, normally aspirated. You can buy a base car to build one of these for somewhere around €1,000, and it'll cost you a lot more to get it up and running, but you've got to run a couple of things. Usual safety gear that you put into any car, so your seat, your belts, your extinguisher. They run a specific wheel. They run a nice body kit to make the cars look uniform, look attractive to young drivers, and look like proper race cars, and they do that. And the drivers and the teams and the parents have done a great job preparing them. Almost all the cars wrapped, and they just look absolutely fantastic as they come back down towards a little tail spoiler on them and side skirts and a front splitter. And they have about 120 brake horsepower. They run a Pro Tune ECU, and the scrutineers of the machine that allows them to read that ECU anytime they want, after qualifying, after a race, and they can just plug it in and read it. And the map, I think, is €250 from Mickey O'Brien and Pro Tune, and he installs it in all the cars for that, and then he gives the scrutineers the machinery that they need to read them. So a load of other stuff. Suspension is checked quite a lot, suspension angles, wishbones, all that sort of stuff. There is really, really strong eligibility enforcement at Mondello Park lately. Wasn't always the case. It's great to see, and it's especially great to see for these one-make classes, because you can go out in these classes, build yourself a car, and you have a chance of getting up there. There are not too many secrets out there. A lot in tyre pressures and tracking and toe angles and stuff like that. But beyond that, not a whole lot you can do. So great to see it. They don't have platform adjustable shocks or anything like that. They don't even have adjustable shocks. So they have you can do tyre pressures, as we said, and a little bit of tracking, and that is pretty much about it. So here they come back down to us now. It's Kyle Irvine going to start on pole position when they get back to us. Leo Richardson, Logan Hoy, Jaden McBrearty, TJ Taft, Jack Files, Martin Finnegan, Harry Fairs, Joe Richardson. I think we still have. We do. Nathan Sweeney we don't have. Travis Mulwhiney we don't have. Daniel Heaps, Harry Dowling, Liam McManus, Alex Watkins, Gavin Brown, Keith Burke. We're missing Megan Daly. Unfortunately, the car's still in the pit lane. The front bumper's off it. I thought they might get it going, but no sign of that. Certainly a good team behind her, so if that car was fixable, it would be back out. Then Ryan Donnelly. Watch out for Keith Burke. Keith didn't qualify well. He's down near the back, but he's a top carter, very well known, getting used to the cars. He's back in and out of carts, and it's a big, big difference. The car moving around under you, it takes a lot of getting used to. If you're used to being able to flick a cart around, you can't do that with most racing cars, so they're a little bit different. So he just needs a little bit of experience, but there's no shortage of talent in that car. And Paul O'Brien running him says he's confident that Keith will move forward as he gets more seat time. So we're getting ready to go. You can be sure Leo Richardson won't stall at this time. He might give it too many revs. There's Alex Denning on the outside of the circuit there. He's doing a lot of driver coaching with his Malix Academy himself and Max Hart. So you can be sure he's out there checking something for one of his drivers. Probably grid positioning, he says, as he heads back towards the grandstand. We're getting ready to go, and away we go. And Richardson gets the nose ahead, no mistakes. Irvine pulls back alongside him though, and Irvine's car perhaps a little bit quicker as they head down under the bridge. Certainly they were even in first gear, but Irvine just pulling slightly ahead. But oh, Richardson so late on the brakes, and he sits around the outside of Castrol Corner. It looks like he's got the lead for Campion. He has got the lead for Campion. Leo Richardson on a flyer. And what about Logan Hoy in third place having a look as well as they come out of Campion, head down towards turn 3. This is great stuff. Then it's McBrearty, but Taff having a look down the inside of McBrearty, and he gets it done. Up to fourth place on the brakes. Next up is Files, then Finnegan. This is really good stuff from the Patch Tire Equipment Junior Mini class. Down towards Bridgestone Corner now. A little bit wide that time for Richardson. That allows Irvine back up to him. Irvine pulls out now and gets alongside on the run up the hill. Nothing in it though on the way up the hill. Hoy under a bit of pressure here for third place I should say. Irvine having a real go for the lead here. Look at this, right in the wheel tracks. It's a massive battle for third place. That's Hoy, it's McBrearty, it's Taff, and it's Files in that one. So Jack Files right in the middle too. Finnegan next up as they head down towards 7A and B. We're looking for a lunge here from somebody. McBrearty's the man that does it. Down the inside of Logan Hoy in the FPS car. Hoy a little bit wide, tries to sit round the outside, does sit round the outside. But the next one's a right-hander again. That's good stuff from Logan Hoy to sit round there. Normally you'd seen that place if somebody had you on the brakes in the 7A. No way was he letting it go. If he can sit round the outside here again, he'll have it back on the left-hander, you know. He gets the car a little bit out of shape. Oh, well, that's just scrubbed off a small bit of speed and probably has cost him the place, but he can hold off TJ Taff and stay in 4th place. Now, first two definitely getting away. Leo Richardson under big pressure here from Irvine as they come towards Nordic Spirit corner, up over the inside curve for the first time and right out to the edge. How hard are these kids pushing? Look at them in the background. They're using the tarmac as a rough guide. Onto the grass, onto the dust. TJ Taft down the inside with a big Wanguli there and gets down the inside of Logan Hoy and takes that 4th place away. So Jack Files getting a great view of this one. First two glued together as they go by. That battle for 4th place getting a little bit hectic. It's Richardson, Irvine, McBrearty, Hoy, Taft, Files, Fares, Heaps, Finnegan, Richardson, McManus, Dowling, Watkins, Burke, Donnelly and Gavin Brown as they go through at the end of lap 1. So Files having a look now at Logan Hoy. So Logan back a couple of places, but he'd be well capable of resetting and getting going again. He'll have plenty of pace, and we know he's got loads of racecraft, so watch out for him. Quick Driver's right with them. Files has got Harry Fares right with him, going beautifully. Files gets down the inside of Hoy. Hoy sits around the outside again, takes off the lock, and just manages to out-drag him on the way back up the hill, so nothing in it as they come back down into Bridgestone again. And in fact, is there going to be a move for the lead, because it's very, very close up there. Richardson leading now, but look at this, Irvine all over him. Almost touching him at the apex of Bridgestone there as they head up the hill. Great battles all the way down the field in this one. It's opened up just a little bit. Files still having a go at Hoy there for that 5th place. So Richardson now using every inch of track, inch perfect there on the way out onto the international track. And he's beginning to just get away a little bit from Irvine. McBrearty going well there in 3rd place. He's got away from everybody else. Taft now is up to 4th place. Hoy right with him, then Files, then a gap back to another battle. That's Finnegan. We'll see who they are. We'll identify them when they get a closer shot. But that 3rd group. Here we go now. Richardson and Irvine together. McBrearty, if anything, is closing them in, you know, in the stables car. Then it's Taft, Hoy, Files, Finnegan. Daniel Heaps, is that it? Possibly. Somebody a little bit wide there. Got a bit of sideways stuff. It looks like we might have been heading for a crash landing with the drone. Let's hope not. Suddenly took a sudden swoop there, but we're going back to normal cameras now. Up over the inside curve and out onto the main straight. I think this is going to be fastest lap, you know, for McBrearty. No, the drone is still flying, so no problems there. Let's watch the lap times. Yep, fastest lap, Jaden McBrearty, 2:07.458. 2:07.458. That's a lot quicker. It's half a second quicker than the race leader. So let's keep an eye on him. That's only 3/10 off the lap record. That lap, just 3/10 off the lap record. So it's Richardson, Irvine, McBrearty, TJ Taft, Logan Hoy, Jack Files, Daniel Heaps, Harry Fares, Martin Finnegan, Joe Richardson, Liam McManus, Harry Dowling, Alex Watkins, Keith Burke, Gavin Brown and Ryan Donnelly. Great battles all the way down the grid, as we can see there. First two still together, but certainly the man on a charge here is Jaden McBrearty. He had fastest lap last time around. Not closing in on them as much as he was, certainly. He took a big chunk out of them when he did that 2:07 lap. Nobody else in the 2:07s. Most of the top group in the 2:08s, actually. Right out to 2:14s from some of the newcomers. That was just the first flying lap, of course. 9 minutes still to run on this one, so plenty of racing to go. Richardson looking to win his 5th race in a row. He is unbeaten this year in the Mount Marion Cars machine. Irvine looking to take that away from him, having taken pole position this morning. Right up to the back bumper of that car. They're really well matched. McBrearty just static there, really. He was 0.9 back as they went across the line. He's a similar amount back now, so not showing the pace he showed a lap ago. Then it's Taft and Hoy and Files, and a gap back to Finnegan, I think. Really close to the lead out onto the main straight now. There's that drone shot as they go by the tower, under the Alfa Romeo bridge, down into Castro. Turning in just a touch early is Richardson there to try and hang on. Back up the hill, 1, 2, 3 together now, and I do think this is going to kick off. It's all line astern so far, but 8 minutes to go. Richardson just a little touch to the inside between the two apexes there. Not going to leave any gap to get dive bombed down the inside in case Irvine has any ideas. But Irvine now will have to have one eye in the mirror because McBrearty's still coming. And he did another 2:07 last time round, 4/10 slower, but way quicker than anybody else. So that's the man with the pace in third place. Not sure where he's gaining. Let's keep an eye as they go through. But certainly there must be a certain part of the circuit where he's very quick. Richardson still leading this one. Great run round the outside of the first corner to take the lead away. McBrearty thinking about a lunge down the inside. He had a big go there, and in fact Irvine's gone wide and he will get the place away. Irvine just looking into the mirror, went in a bit late in the brakes, missed the first apex himself, went a bit wide, and that was all McBrearty needed. Well, Richardson will be absolutely loving this, looking in his mirror. Now watch Richardson. He's a clever kid. He'll put the hammer down now. No more defending, no more centre of the road. Look at him in over that inside curbs. This is his chance now to get away, and he knows that, but McBrearty's the one with the pace. So Leo Richardson really needs to get the head down here. And Irvine, no doubt, will want that second place back as well. The next group, good battles there as well. Taff under big pressure from Hoy, and right with them is Files. That's Leah McManus, local lady, 299. Also does junior rallycross here at Mondello Park. There's Taff, Hoy and Files. Richardson goes through. Let's see his lap time. Oh, straight into the 2:07s, 2:07.6, but McBrearty 2:07, an 8:1 that time round, but that includes the move for the lead, so it's not representative. But certainly Richardson did his fastest lap at 2:07.6, half a second off the record, and just 2/10 off the fastest lap of the race, which is McBrearty. Somebody else, Daniel Heap's going really nicely there, up to 7th place as well. He's a bit back from that group, but he's fought his way to the front ahead of Harry Fares, Martin Finnegan, Joe Richardson, and then Harry Dowling's just got past Liam McManus to take that 11th place away. Then it's Alex Watkins, Keith Burke, Gavin Brown, and Ryan Donnelly. First time racing for Ryan out there, so great to see him. Great addition to the grid. 21 cars were entered. I think we've lost 1 or 2. One in the run up to the race, and certainly 1 or 2 in that first lap incident. But there are now 21 race-ready junior cars. Can only be good for Irish motorsport as these drivers mature and turn 17 and head off into other race classes. It's a great training ground. The racing is really, really good. And the one thing we all love about it, certainly I do from a commentary point of view, is they give each other racing room. And that's not something that always happens in saloon car racing, but certainly the junior minis. They're hard racers. They're incredibly talented, but there hasn't really been any gouging. I hope I'm not speaking too soon, but they generally give each other good racing room. That was Files we were looking at, who was trying to get up the inside of Logan Hoy. And he's trying again down the inside there in that drone shot, but Hoy good and late in the brakes, and it doesn't happen. This will be a telling lap time. I think that these two are probably quite equally matched in front, Richardson and McBrearty. So Richardson, as soon as he didn't have to defend, at the very moment he saw what happened behind him, you could see the body language change on the car. He begins to put the head down and begins to press on. Paul O'Brien, very impressed with this young man, said he's very confident, and he's hard to beat at the moment. He's driving well, he's giving great feedback. He uses his head when he's driving, and that's probably why he's unbeaten so far in 2025 in the Junior Mini Challenge, and he goes right out over the curbs. They're all going right out over. That's how hard these young men and ladies are pushing. Hard and late on the brakes now up into Southside Motor Factor's corner. Taff having to defend from Hoy, who has a run down the outside. Trying to get a better exit and get up alongside him again. As they come out onto the main straight. Great battles all the way down this one. There's a battle coming down towards us now, and that's Heaps and Fares absolutely together in the background here. Let's look at the lap times. Richardson does the fastest lap of the race, 2:07.408, 2:07.408. 2:07.150 is the lap record, and that is for Joshua Henry, the champion from last year. He's racing Ginetta Juniors in the UK this year, Joshua Henry. So Heaps and Fares having a real go. That's them side by side, I think, isn't it? It is on the way down to turn 3. Daniel Heaps and Harry Fares. Harry Fares having to go down the outside. Heaps holds him off, but only just. Ferris tries to get back up the inside. Good racecraft from this young man. Down the outside of the way in, up the inside of the way out. He'd be on the wrong side here though, but he gets the nose ahead. Down into the S's. Thinking about a look around the inside, but Heaps locks the inside brake there and says no way down the inside. But he's going to have a go again with a better exit here. Look at this. There's a young man really using his head. Great battle between these two as they head up the hill. Wipers on. There's still a little bit of rain. I'm not seeing it on the commentary box. There must be a little bit of rain out there. Into Lola corner. And once again, he goes high and wide. What he's trying to do is get a better exit there. And he gets a slightly better one when he get closer on the run down the hill. These two cars look fantastic, beautifully wrapped. They're side by side again, and Heaps doing really well to hold him back, but Ferris gets the nose ahead. He gets fully ahead. Can he get the job done on the brakes? He can't. Heaps locks it up again and fires it back down the inside. Great battle between these two. And round to where we started watching the battle last time. Once again, he gets a better run off 7B. He gets up the inside. He's got the nose up. He's got alongside. It should be his corner here, and indeed it is. But Heaps sits around the outside, little bit of rowing, but that's okay. No gouging. They're giving each other room again. They come apart from each other. Well, what about these two young men? 51 and 09 together, and again Heaps locks it up and just about hangs on. Racing room being given again. Look at that on the exit of the corner, and Finnegan closing the boat down. They've done nearly a full lap side by side, these two young guys. This is just what we want to see in Irish motorsport, and specifically in junior racing. They're still having a go. And Finnegan catches them and launches it down the inside. Martin Finnegan, opportunistic move there, gets the job done. So that's Ferris in front of this one, and Heaps got back another place from Finnegan now, I think. Indeed it is, as they go by us. And that's Joe Richardson, brother of the leader. He went right with them too. So Joe Richardson's in 10th place. Harry Dowling next up in the multicolored car. Then it's Liam McManus, Alex Watkins, and Keith Burke next across the line. So any fastest laps that time round? No, all in the 208s up front. In fact, Hoy and Files matching the times of the leaders now. They're side by side. It looks like Files has got by Logan Hoy out the back. They come back out towards us. Hoy doesn't like it. He's fighting back. He's looking to have a run around the outside there. Doesn't get it done, but a later Apex might get him a better run up the hill. Here they come now, second gear, third gear up the hill, but Files has got the job done. He's got a length or two in hand. So it's Richardson, McBrearty, Irvine, Taff, Files and Hoy now is your top six. Just 59 seconds to go on this one, so it could be on the last lap. We'll see how it looks when they come back down towards us. I think it will be, actually. So that's Taff, Files and Hoy. They've been battling all the way through this. Oh, Hoy so late in the brakes and right out over the exit curve. Really wants to have a go back at Files. Here he comes back up the hill. So Richardson leading. Look at Hoy there in the FBS car, kicking up the dust again on the outside. He's having a go at Files. Sheldon Files turning that car out beautifully for his son. And Richardson still trying hard. Look at the little jerk as the car came off the curb there, right out to the outside, late on the brakes, and a late turn in now for Southside Motor Factory's corner. There are 5 seconds to go. It's going to be checkered flag. I think below me, Fergus Brennan thinks the same. He holds it in the air and it's checkered flag. 5-time winner for POB Racing and the Mount Marion Motors Company and Stillorgan Motor Company. It is Leo Richardson. Absolutely stunning drive from him around the outside for the lead on the first lap and managed the gap. Jaden McBrearty, a charging drive, very much one to watch to second place. Really had a go there and had fastest lap for a while. In fact, he's within a tenth of the fastest lap of Richardson. Kyle Irvine, great run to third place. TJ Taff had to fight hard to get up to fourth. Then a great battle between Jack Files and Logan Hoy. Then Harry Ferris and Daniel Heaps. What about their battle? Ferris just about gets it from Daniel Heaps. Joe Richardson, Martin Finnegan dropping back slightly on the final lap. Then Harry Dowling. Then it's Liam McManus and Alex Watkins just coming across the line there now. Then Keith Burke is right with them. There's the Mount Marion machine. There's his dad, delighted. Getting used to this. Quick high five over the barrier. Some great stuff from that young man. McBrearty as well and Irvine. Great job from the top three there. Well, that could have gone very wrong for him, but it didn't. He's won again and he's absolutely delighted. Leo Richardson taking the win. There he is. Big hug for the dad. High five to the team. That's the POB team runs him there. Yeah, he's really happy with him. You'll notice that's an Alex Dunn race suit he's wearing. His dad's company sponsor Alex Dunn as well, and they've given him a suit, so he wears that and supporting Alex Dunn, who's racing at Silverstone in F2 today. I've been asked by 2 people not to give anything away. They don't want all of you guys out there to know how Alex Dunn is done because they want to go home and watch it on telly tonight. I told them it's not the 1990s and everybody knows, but I won't ruin the surprise. But great stuff from Junior Minis. Great guys and ladies on the grid and some really good driving, and they all did really well to avoid that stalled car in the front row. First time out, well, almost, and one car, but it wasn't really his fault. They're back out later on, the Patch Tyre Equipment Junior Minis, and we look forward to seeing them. It's you can hear from the noise in the background that the single-seaters are being released. It is, I don't have a grid, maybe it's just a single car getting a run. Safety cars out there. Yeah, I think we're done. I think that's just one of the cars getting a run behind the safety car. So we're finishing now for lunch, and we'll be back shortly with some more racing live from Mondello Park with the Beacon Hospital and See It Live. We'll be back soon. Thank you very much.